we have the biggest athlete the channel's ever seen. Joe Berrow from the Cincinnati Bengals. Oh, wait a minute. This is the state championship review series. We have Joe Berrow from Central Hardin. Joe, thank you for being here, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Now, I had to throw in that little Joe Berrow, because I'm sure you probably get that a bunch, don't you?
Oh, all the time.
All the time now. And we actually, I actually made that little reference in Jeff Mosby's 1992 video. And this is a kind of special today because Central Hardin only has 2 state wrestling champions. You guys have seen Jeff Mosby's 1992 119-pound state championship review. And then there's you, 2004 heavyweight state champion. So Central Hardin, everybody around Hardin County, all that area, you guys now have access to all of John Hardin's, all 5 of theirs, and both of Central Hardin state champions. So that's kind of cool to be able to, as a community, to have the visual, especially the wrestling community, have visual proof. So enough about that. Joe, what gets you into wrestling? Tell us your story.
All right. It's kind of a funny story. I was more of a basketball player. I love basketball, right? Football is my joy. Basketball would be second. And not a whole lot of basketball or high school basketball teams have a 270-pound point guard or whatever. I wasn't very good at dribbling. So naturally, when I got cut from the team playing basketball, my dad kind of, gave me a decision / force. He said, if you come home, we're going to work. But if you give wrestling a try, you can have that time. So my older brother, Superman, he was very much into wrestling. So it was kind of easy to stay after school and be with him to wrestle. But that's the story I got into around freshman year of high school.
In our text conversations trying to get this lined up, I sent you Jeff's review video from 1992, and you said that you'd only seen a photo of him hanging up as in the gym or in the trophy case or something to that effect.
Yes, it's a small trophy case, like in the main entrance of Central Hardin when you walk in.
And I've been to John Hardin, but I've never been to Central. So it's kind of cool that all these years later we can finally put a face and mat time to both. And I'm sure there's been thousands of people over the years since 2004 walk in and maybe see a photo of you. And I'm like, man, I wonder how good this guy was. I wonder, how good was this guy? And I can tell you, your state finals match is because when I first got all the videos and I was going through making sure that they were complete, they were not like glitchy or bad quality, good audio. I would go through, watch a couple minutes of each, watch a little bit of the face off just to make sure. And I was cutting your video down the other day, and I was like, my goodness, this is a great state finals match. It really, and it's one that nobody talks about. Nobody's ever brought this up as being it's always Michael Ramsey, Marlon Dill from 2001, Bruce Stepp and Grubbs from 94. I mean, it's always, and after this video, people are going to be like, my goodness, man, this is a great state finals heavyweight match. But we'll talk about that when we get there.
Sure.
I had you in 2002 as a sophomore, heavyweight, 5th place. And I bring this up specifically because in 2002, you're wrestling Zach Brewer in the 3rd and 4th to determine who goes 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th place round. You're wrestling Zach Brewer from Dunbar, and he pinned you in 4 minutes and 23 seconds. So not bad, though. 2 years into wrestling, placing 5th at heavyweight. That's pretty daggone good.
Appreciate it.
2003, junior, heavyweight, 3rd place. So you're progressing up the podium on an odd side, which is good.
3rd place, Joe Berrow.
be easy.
North, 275 pounds, state tournament.
But you get to 2004, you're a senior, and you come into the state finals with an undefeated 43-0 record, which is, that's saying a whole lot. You're a senior, of course, heavyweight. First round, you're wrestling one of the best names of the channel so far. Sounds like a boxer, Joe Cannon, like one of the Mike Tyson Punch-Out characters on Nintendo a long time ago. Joe Cannon from Bullet Central. You win that by a pin in 51 seconds. You get to the quarters, you're wrestling Bosco Clements from Rowell. You win that by a 7-4 decision. You get to the quarters, you're wrestling Kyle Goodrich from Woodford County. You win that by a 6-1 decision. And Kyle goes on in 2006, win the state championship. You get to the semis, you're wrestling Nathan Pulliam from South Oldham. You win that by a squeaker, 3-2 decision, and Nathan goes on to get 5th place that year. Yeah. So you've had a pretty, of course, you've won all 4, but you've wrestled a future state champion. You had to pull out a squeaker. When you win your semifinals and you're like, I'm in the state finals, holy cow, what's going through your head?
Wow. At the time, if there's one thing I remember, Alex, after the match to go to the finals, I felt a sense of relief. Like I felt like I wasn't nervous anymore. I felt like I had made it to where I wanted to be. I started my journey that year, and we're here, right? One more match to go, and I feel like that's the only match that I didn't have any nervousness. So it was almost like clarity for me after that semifinal match.
I mean, that's good that you're able to feel that way. We ask people that question, and some people are like, I was so nervous I couldn't even look at a wrestling mat, or I had to go back to the hotel and take a nap or whatever. But it's everybody's why I love asking that question, because everybody has such a unique and individual response to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. As I reflect on it, I think it had something to do with, that last match is just the light is on you and your opponent. You don't really see anyone else. Yeah. So, at that handshake, it was like everything was free.
It's on, baby. It's on. Now you're in the finals. You're wrestling Zach Brewer again from Dunbar. And let's kind of catch everybody up here. In 2003, Zach Brewer won the state championship. He's the defending heavyweight state champion. And also, we would be remiss if we did not say to the family, the friends, teammates, classmates of Zach Brewer, rest in peace to Zach. Zach passed away a couple years ago, and it's, we haven't really contacted his family about doing a memorial. We don't really know who to contact. So if you are watching this and your family, friends, former coach, teammate, classmate of Zach, and you can get us in contact with his family, we just like to send them his video if they're not interested in doing a memorial. But if they are, we'd love to have them. So again, Zach, rest in peace. But has it been a while since you've seen your state finals match?
It has. I know I have it somewhere. The 2015 wrestler, Chad Corbin, on my team, his family had video cameras and they recorded the whole thing. And afterwards, they blessed me with the video. But, it's been a long time. I
got you. Now, of course, we have the face-off, the match, and the medal ceremony. We have all three, and all three are going to be watching. So, man, enough of us talking. Are you ready to go back to Frankfort?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Here we go. The 2004 year, it has a little bit extra that the other ones don't. So I wanted to include it just to give people a sense of what the atmosphere was like, because as you can see here, the arena lights are on, and it shows the lights coming down just on the mat. So it's kind of cool. And like I've said, this is the best atmosphere that KHSAA has ever produced. It's not even close. Basketball at Rupp Arena, forget it. Baseball, football, all that kind of stuff. State tournament at the Dungeon was the best. Now, there's no reason now that we're back at the Horse Park we can't have a similar atmosphere, but this was the best. Nothing will ever top it. Here we go. Here we go. Those lights go down. You guys are back there in the backstage area behind where the scoreboard is. We're playing the Chicago Bulls entrance music. Starting at 4, number 23. Go Jordan. So when you notice the lights go out, the music starts pumping, do the nerves hit you? Are you still just feeling free?
No, free. I don't. That's the first time in my whole career. Every match I've had nerves, every single one. But
There's the cameraman,
something's
he's
different.
kind of panning the crowd. And it cuts into the jock jams. That familiar.
Oh yeah.
I think everybody growing up in the 90s had the jock jams tape. Or felt like it anyway. I'm not sure everybody, but it felt like everybody had it.
Yeah, I think this would have been the third time I wrestled Zach Brewer.
Okay. You have like a lot of family and friends here in the crowd?
No, not a whole lot. I got my immediate family.
I got you.
And of course the whole wrestling team are friends, so their
Right.
family was there.
So Zach's coming out 42-1, ranked number 1 in the state. So the announcer said 44-0. So okay, my bad.
No, all good. All good. Yeah, I finished 45-0, so yeah,
Okay.
that would have been right.
It's going to pick right up into the match. And there you are, man, in that traditional, is that navy blue and like a sky blue colors?
Yes. Yeah, like almost like a North Carolina blue.
Okay. Because Mosby's singlet was like a gold color.
Yeah. Yeah, colors changed a little bit from his time to mine.
All right, so whistle blows right out of the gate. You know, 2 big bulls. You guys have wrestled each other a bunch. What are you guys looking to do? I mean, I'm sure you probably have him scouted out a little bit. What are we looking to do here?
You know, I noticed I was more of a defensive wrestler, so I kind of benefit off of someone else's misfault.
Mm-hmm.
But with Zach, you know, Zach was a technician. You know, he was strong and he was longer than he looks, and he just had a way of moving his body to where it made it difficult for me. So for me, I was just trying to stay strong and wait for an opening, and hopefully, if he messed up sooner, I could
Yeah.
capitalize.
I get it. There you go. You're trying for like just seeing where you're at, point on your head, letting you know they's there. Now, do you have your singlet taped in the back? I was
I do.
noticing. Okay,
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought.
You know,
I seen it. I was like, I wonder if that's just the way the singlet's made, or. All right, so I believe he just hit you for stalling.
maybe a warning.
Yeah, well, yeah, a
Something.
stall warning, yeah. He looks to be maybe a few inches taller than you. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. Now the previous, did you wrestle Zach earlier in the year?
You know, my senior year, I don't know if I wrestled him, but I know junior and sophomore year, I've wrestled him. I guess one time each year.
Okay.
You know, our matches were always like 2-1 was the result. You know,
Mhm.
or you know by pin.
I see Dave Barnett out there as the assistant. I'm not sure who the head official is on this one. All right, end of the period. You win the toss and you're taken down.
Yeah, I think the thought was, I can't remember correctly, but if you score first, you have a choice in overtime. Is that right? Or sudden death?
In the sudden death period, yes, that's
Okay,
exactly
yeah.
right. If you score the first point, whether it's a penalty or offensive, you get the choice when it comes to the ride out.
Yeah.
All right, so you get up, you get your one. It's 1-0. And that's kind of the way good heavyweights or good 215s, good 220s are, is it's usually going to come down to whoever, because you're going to probably choose down on both ends. Both quick wrestlers are going to choose down. Instead of burning energy, cut them. That puts you in like a 1-1 decision, unless you get hit for a stall. You go, hopefully the other person just steps wrong and you can capitalize. Because you guys are, in the state finals. You look to be strong as bisons out there. And nobody's really going to be able to do a whole lot to the other person unless they just absolutely mess up,
Sure. Yeah, and I think we knew that about each other.
Mm-hmm. There you go. You get a takedown just like that. That's all it was, man. It was you capitalizing on him just taking a wrong step. That's all.
Sure.
I mean, that was beautiful on your part. So he stands up. And you wisely just let him go. No sense in burning that energy. Oh. Seen he kind of threw a little.
Yeah, a little bit of a, incidental headbutt.
Yeah, a little bit there. I see the referee talking to you guys like, hey, take it easy, fellas. Take it easy. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Right back into the. It's like 5.8 seconds, I believe, to go. All right, so we're going into the third period. You're up 3-1. And he takes neutral. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 0.3. I'm sorry, 0.3 seconds. He's going to take down.
Yeah.
And, I mean, just with any good heavyweight, you do not want to be caught under him because you're going to get pinned. That's fact. So kids, if you're in a heavyweight division, no matter what grade you're in, you don't want to get caught under a good heavyweight. So he escapes 3-2. The announcer's trying to pump the crowd up. He has like a modified some type of body lock, like an over-under body lock there. You're able to break it. Can you remember hearing the crowd, like the noise of the crowd?
I don't remember hearing anything.
I got you. And like you said, you couldn't see nothing up in the stands. All you could see was just like the mat. And if you looked up from the mat area, all you seen was like, the glow sticks maybe, or maybe a football every now and then thrown at you, but that's about it. So he hit you again for your second stall with 1 minute left. We're tied up 3-3. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Right of bounds. Did you realize he'd hit you for a stall penalty right there?
I did. My
Okay.
coach was yelling over at me.
Trail's back, starting to cheer. There you go. You try for a nice little lateral, but you're out of bounds. Neutral.
Yeah. I should have focused on the takedown. I was so excited. I don't know if you saw me put my hands up for 2. I didn't control it. So
All right, so we're tied up 3-3 going to overtime, 1 minute. You can't back up because you've already been hit twice for stalling. So you got to have a takedown or he's got to commit a penalty, one or the other. Nothing yet.
yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but I've tried to grab down twice on his leg, just trying to set it up.
Looks like he was trying to do like a Russian right there. All right, 25 seconds. 25, 20. There it is. You shoot your shot. You step in, you get a trip, boom. And that's it, man. You win by a final score 5-3 in overtime. What a finals. What an ending. I can see the teammates and everybody on the backside over there going crazy. What a finals.
Yeah, it was.
Go over and shake the coach's hand. And I love this scene right here whenever you go back over to your corner. Oh, that's a strong coach right there. There's your teammates. Barnett says, get off the mat, guys, get off the mat. But man, that is true emotion right there, man.
Yeah, we had a group of good guys, man. Coach Elmore, he was great. Yeah.
And whenever I cut these down, I love looking at the banners to see how, like, what companies are still in business, how logos have changed. And I seen a Singular Wireless banner back there. I was like, man, I haven't thought of Singular Wireless in, God knows how long.
Oh, man.
I think that was my first cell phone plan as a kid. But I guess advertising works. It's still, all these years later, 19 years later, it's still
So do they have this ceremony at the horse park, or does it rotate as far as the state championship?
Well, the dungeon was imploded in 2017, 18, I believe, or something to that effect. And the dungeon no longer exists. The building's completely gone. But because we had the state tournament at the horse park from 2012 until 2020. Then COVID, we had to move it to GRC High School. But we're back at the horse park now.
Okay. All right.
There's Zach getting his state runner-up medal and bracket. And there you are, man. Becoming the second Central Hardin state champion to climb to the top of the podium. You still have your medal?
I do.
Do you? You have to send me a photo of it so I can put it in the video.
Oh, okay. I think it's at the folks' home or at my parents' house. So
I got you.
I'll get it.
Yeah, I'd love to have it. It's amazing. And watching it back, besides you winning, does it play out the way you remember it as far as like the way the scoring went?
I actually forgot about the first takedown. So I guess now the points, when you say it out loud, it makes sense of how it
Yeah.
got decently high.
No, and it's a great match. I mean, it really is the way that it goes to overtime. That's the way, like I said earlier, two good upper weights, whether it's 195, 215, 220, whatever it is, and heavyweight go, is they're going to be smart enough to give up the escape and not have the chance of getting reversed or getting caught under somebody. And it's usually going to come down to whoever makes the first mistake when they're neutral. If you
Sure.
capitalize on that big first mistake that they make, you can score whatever, get your takedown, whatever it is. But man, I mean, like I said, it's a great match. It really is. It's great to watch. You're on the edge of your seat, because like I said, I was cutting it down and I was like, oh God, he's score right here. What's he doing?
Yeah.
And then what is it? 3-4 seconds left in the match. You hit that takedown and like, oh my God. Get to defend the state champion, man. You
Yeah,
do it.
it's tough.
Go out with an undefeated season as a senior in the state championship. You can't really ask for much more.
Yeah. Well,
You know
fairy
what I'm
tale
saying?
ending, right? Yeah.
And like I said, man, it's good to finally, get with you and get Central Hardin represented on the channel. So, you and Jeff, man, holding the fort down for Central Hardin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
feels good. Yes, sir.
I guarantee it. I guarantee it. So, do you have anything you'd like to add to wrap this one up before we, end it?
I just want to say, Alex, thank you for reaching out, because I did not know about the channel.
Okay.
And I found myself, ever since talking to you, watching everybody's video, you know.
Good, man.
And I think the appreciation for wrestling in that particular match is like on another level. Like we know what happened then in 04, but to see it in 23 and get those emotions and feelings back and have a different perspective of what the athlete did to get to that point.
Right.
The things people don't see. It just solidifies what it is. So thank you. And I had a blast. I had a blast wrestling. My teammates, coaches, everybody who had a part in it. Just takes me back.
And as it is now, you're on the City of Louisville Fire Department. How long have you been with the LFD?
So I got on in 2015. So
Okay.
about a little over 8 years.
I got you. And you joined Mark Ullman from St. Xavier, 1987 state champion. He's on there. Mark is a retired, I think he was a district chief, if I'm not mistaken, and he's now like a instructor, trainer for another fire department there in Louisville, and also Strawn Nutter, who tragically passed away in a building fire there in the city of Louisville. He Boone County, 1983 most outstanding wrestler. So man, we got 3 Louisville fire department. I'm sure guys at the station will want to watch it and say, all right, big boy, it's time to, anytime somebody steps to you, you got like, all right, you want a shot at the title? Bring it on, right?
But yeah, you know how it goes.
Oh yeah, trust me, I know exactly how it goes. Believe me. But man, like I said, man, thank you for being on, and thank you that I'm glad that we had the video, and I'm glad that we're able to. I've said this in a lot of videos. Is this series exists now because I don't think it could have existed. Could we have done like a Louisville specific to get people that still lived in the city, reach out to them. Hey, this guy knows that guy. But with social media, being able, and Zoom, being able to, contact you, send you a message. Hey, oh my gosh, because I think I addressed you, is this Joe Berrow, the 2004 heavyweight state champion from Central Hardin, and was able to link up, get this going. But I'm just glad that we have the video and people are really enjoying, they're buying in, they're believing in what we're doing. Like you said with the series, hearing the names, seeing a little photo in a trophy case in a school or a banner in a gym or whatever does not do it justice. But whenever we can put the actual match to that photo people's been seeing, or that name at the end of a bracket for all these years, that's what makes this channel special. That's what makes this review series special. And I just want to, provide a quality product that everybody's anticipating to watch, and the people that we're meeting with. They're happy to show their family, friends, whoever it is. The school's happy to, or they want to show it to their teams. Hey, we've done it twice at Central Hardin. Why can't we do it a third time? Why can't we do it more than this? It can be done here. Who's going to be next, right?
Right.
Well, guys, that's all that I have, Joe, man. That's all that I have. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the mats.